Dominique,
Guten Tag.
I was just wondering, I'm not sure whether you fully understood the introduction. You made a massive shift from being a very successful advertising media manager to a new digital media business model, which is not yet extremely sustainable or profitable. So I was just wondering, did you wake up one morning and said, I need to take more risks, I need to disrupt myself, I need to change something in my life? Or did your kids, I think you have 3, tell your dad you're just not digital enough, just be cool?
First of all, entschuldigen, aber bei leider Deutsch, ich habe Deutsch gelernt, aber ziemlich alles vergessen. So, you know, as a Franzose, I'd rather speak in English with you. Yes, I mean, I had many lives. I started as journalist, RTL Group, editor-in-chief of M6, then moved as internet entrepreneur, the startup world, and then moved to the advertising world at Havas and also at the Vivendi board. Yes, I think that maybe, I don't know if it's the 50 midlife crisis, say you need to do something different. I've got a 25, 23, 19 years old, so like a panel. 2 millennials, 1 Gen Z, that push me to, no, I love taking risk, and I think that change is good. Change can be, of course, full of surprise, but change is good. I knew Vice for 10 years, close friend of the founder, Shane Smith, and we discussed for 4 years about me joining, and I think it wasn't the right time. And when there was the new management and change was mandatory, that was exciting. And I love create, build, change things. So this is what we've done since 15 months. You talk about profitability. That's the main goal. Beginning of 2020, we'll be there. It's part of my job. So I'm running international as president and also all the revenue of the company globally. So busy, taking a lot of planes, eco-compensating all my flights. That's also a commitment that I took, and meeting very talented people. Did your kids force you to eco-compensate your flights? No, I suggest that, and they were okay with that.
I'm going to read this because I want to get it right. Vice has acquired Refinery 29 for $400 million, and this transaction brings 2 millennial media companies together, one targeting sort of young males, one targeting young women, but both are struggling making substantial money from advertising. So why do you think they'll be better off together? And do you think that marriage really is a good match? Because some analysts are saying that this is really just a rearranging of deck chairs on the Titanic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't share this view, hopefully, but I think that you have growth phase when you're a young company, and that's what Vice has done for the last 25 years. We completely pivot and disrupt ourselves, balancing our business with 5 business lines. So yes, digital media is under attack, clearly. Google, Facebook, Amazon on the west, Alibaba, Tencent, Baidu on the east are disrupting the game. And it's completely vain to try to get rich. They kill the game. So you need to have a different playbook. Our playbook is quality content. Our playbook is global use. Our playbook is constantly trying to move that media industry and opening new business line. I will talk later about Vice Studio and Vice News and how also we are talking to brands with our global creative agency network, Virtue. But most of what drives us and what drove me is the global use. There is no global media platform that is dedicated to the 1835 across the world. So today, Vice produces every day 1,700 pieces of content in 25 languages. We shoot, we write in Mandarin, in Indonesian, in Portuguese, of course, in German, and all the top 25 languages. And I think that we share with refineries that dedication to global use, the same set of values. Culture matters, and moving society forward. I mean, it's obvious that the world is a little bit broken, but we want to put kind of optimistic lens because we can fix it, and they are coming to fix it. The new generation define themselves as activists in a good way, and they need also the media that won't tell them what to think. They don't want that. They don't want to be told off. They want the media to present facts, to talk with everyone. And I think this is really our mission.
Let's do some market research here in this room. Who among our guests is regularly using Vice? Wer von Ihnen benutzt regelmäßig Vice? Okay, I see a couple of hands. Let's say
you
20.
are not the target audience.
You're not the target audience. That's absolutely
You're probably
true.
a little bit over 35. I think that also, if I may, our audience is much more diverse, multicolored than that room, and I think that it's also a big difference. Our workforce mirror our audience, which is great. I mean, Felix Daxel, who is our editor-in-chief in Germany, is 31, and he runs the newsroom, and it's the same across the 35 countries we're in. When we open our Indian office, and when for 6 months we told stories around LGBTQ because it was still criminalized, talking about young gay boy rejected by his family, young lesbian girl rejected by a caste, I can tell you that it had an impact for society just to have that human
Just because you mentioned
stories.
The German bisection, I think your gender balance was better before Laura Himmelreich left. In June.
So globally, we're 50-50,
Okay.
and since refinery acquisition, now we're mainly women-led company.
You made a good point about the target audience, and I think that's absolutely true. But you've had to cut 10% of staff and had to fold several subsidies or subsites together with a new CEO, Nancy Dubuck. How do you decide as a manager what is sustainable and what isn't?
I mean, we grew too fast, let's be honest. There was 3 years where we grew in these 35 countries, and we adopted a strategy that was growing territorially. And I think that we live in a world where it's more and more global. Global platform, you talk about that the last hour, global partners, global brands, and you're as strong as your weakest link. So where we pivot 15 months ago was about structuring across these 5 business lines, giving consistency to our offer, offering better content. One example, only 5% of the content we're producing were translated. So if you want to know what's happening in China, you can watch CCTV, you can read Daily News China, but what Vice thinks about China is also very interesting. And so we didn't translate our Mandarin offer, and so on and so on. So building translation hub.
Are you using automated transcript services?
No,
or not at all yet?
we believe in human curation, and I think that again we have, you can't impact culture if you're not on the ground. So when you have 900 content producers in 35 countries, they are the ones that detect the trends before they are even called trends. When Greta Thunberg started a school strike, the week after, there was a Vice journalist next to her, probably a few years older than her, and we follow her for 9 months, and we broadcast that documentary many months before she was at the top of the news cycle. And every Friday, our whole Snapchat channel is dedicated to climate change because we feel that it is one of the most important topics for the people who follow Vice and also for all our newsroom. And so I think, again, it's a very polarized world, so it's not easy to do what we do, but we want to take a stand without taking a side. We talk to everyone. When we cover Chemnitz, we spend nights with refugees. We also were in the middle of neo-Nazis, not behind the police line. Same with Charlottesville, with a white supremacist in America. We talk to the QAnon evangelist or the Afro-American fan of Trump. They exist,
yes,
and I think that this is what we love doing.
And I think all journalists do, and should in all fairness. It's not just Vice Media doing this, but you are doing it.
Our lens is of course talking with young people, and it's young people interviewing other young people. That's a quite obvious difference.
What you're doing, you're also doing for third parties now. So tell us a little bit about Vice Studios. You're producing an Amazon movie.
Yeah, there is an Amazon movie coming in next days called The Report. It started with a Vice News story around the torture program at the CIA post 9/11. And it became a book, and then a movie with Adam Driver, John Hamm, and Ed Bening, who was fantastic in that movie, very classical American movie about a very contemporary issues. We're very proud of that movie that Amazon bought at Sundance. You maybe saw on Netflix Fire Festival documentary, kind of Woodstock in Bahamas that turned into a complete nightmare that we produced as well. And we have a big TV show coming on Sky and HBO in next spring called Gangs of London. It's a $50 million TV show, big ambition, 10 episodes. It's Gomorrah meets Game of Thrones. So you can imagine London in the 90s, with different tribes that wants to conquer London and its drug business. It's directed by Gareth Evans, with a Welsh, very talented action movie director. We did one spin-off of Star Wars, Rogue One, and also The Red. Excited by that. And I think that for any content producer today, it looks like, you know, the golden years. We feel that it won't last, that people are a bit lost and overwhelmed with all that content, that, again, algorithm will never replace human curation. I still spend 20 minutes to know what to watch, and it's frustrating. And what we want is to keep telling stories that probably not so many people are telling, and we have, on documentary especially, a special take. Our Vice News team that got 6 Emmy Awards 3 weeks ago, is doing a fantastic job on the ground, and I think that people want to know more what's going on, which is very exciting for people like us.
Sadly, we only have one question left, but you giving your career in media overall, what is your advice regarding legacy media? What can we learn from a new digital endeavor like Vice?
I think that
apart from profitability.
Yes. I mean, at 25, you shouldn't need your parents' money to pay the bill. That's what I'm telling also my 3. And so we have to be autonomous and master our destiny. That will be done in few months. To be fearless and also to listen. Listen to our audience. I think that we live in that world of fake news. We need more trusted news. 100% of what we produce is produced by journalists and producer. We never broadcast something that we haven't produced. A big difference with the platforms. And I think that, you know, I was looking at some startups I wish I could have joined when I was 20, like tech refugees. How technology can help refugees settle in Western countries. I think that what Germany has done is mind-blowing, and no one really outside Europe understands the challenge and the success behind. But I think that it's very inspiring too. And yes, I think that the world is young, so we can feel that it's broken. We like to feel that, again, it's the beginning of the beginning, and there is nothing more powerful that young people will believe in themselves. So we owe them to help them.
Dominique, thank you so much for giving us the chance to listen to you and being so fearless to come here on stage at the Medientage. I hope you get the chance to meet as many people as in this room and beyond. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you,
Dominique Delport.
Thank you.